Hello, Army of Light, Earth Division, boots on the ground. It's Shauna L. Francis. Today is March 1st, 2023. We're channeling the late Queen Elizabeth. It's been a few days since she came through. I really appreciate you guys coming back. Thanks for your patience. I've checked in every day, and today was the day I did speak with Queen Elizabeth today, and it's about 1,700 words. In total, it took about 2 hours to get through this, so we're getting through the information a bit more quickly. Still pretty dense. She still really takes her time, and I think what she had to say today is quite incredible. Some of it we've heard before. Really good insights into the energetics around the monarchy and their living quarters, their palaces, their castles, this kind of thing. So I'll go ahead and get started into this here. So has everybody seen the headlines talking about King Charles has taken away Frogmore Cottage from Prince Harry and Meghan? So they're not there anyway, but it was going to be where they were going to live if they were to have continued with their royal lifestyle and serving the monarchy. They would have been at Frogmore Cottage, and they did spend a bunch of time remodeling it, I guess, before they fled to Canada, and then from Canada they went to California. So it's been leaked to the press, to the tabloids, that Charles has taken away Frogmore Cottage from the Sussexes, and they're trying to make a really big deal about this in the tabloids. So sitting down to talk with Elizabeth, I kept getting, she wanted to talk about Frogmore Cottage, and I heard it once and I thought, okay, I must just be thinking about this because I just saw this headline. I'm not reading so much. I'm not really getting deep into the content here, but I see the headlines. I've clicked on enough royalty stuff and looked at enough. Now the algorithms are just sending me this constantly through YouTube or what have you, Google. Okay, so she wants to talk about Frogmore Cottage. She said, yes, Shauna, exactly right. She said, Frogmore Cottage was near and dear to my heart as Elizabeth. Such unique character. Not palatial as you would think of it, like Buckingham Palace, but beautiful. Even a little majestic in its own way. She said, I was so happy when Prince Harry and Meghan decided that they could make a home there for themselves. It could have been a perfect place to raise their family and dig into royal life, yet also have a bit of privacy. Frogmore Cottage represents one of the last standing structures that belongs to the monarchy that hasn't been overrun or overtaken by the negative reptilian influence. I was not expecting that. I didn't know what to expect when she brought up the cottage here, but and I guess it's in the UK. And, she said here, Shauna, even locations such as palaces, castles, residences, skyscrapers, mountaintop retreats, beautiful lakes, all are susceptible to energetic influence. And we know this, so she's pointing this out here, and obviously the negative reptilians are using this to their advantage. She said, it's a matter of simple intention and focus by the negative reptilian leadership that they are able to spread density like a fog within and around our structures, as well as naturally formed structures such as lakes, mountains, and valleys. She said here, the negative reptilian leadership does not require the hive mind humans to transmit this energy for them. They are able to carry this out directly at their whim. Yes, so team, here's the deal that it became so clear to me today as I was reading through this transcript and preparing for this video. The negative reptilians are using energy just how we want to be using energy for the light. They have a really good handle and a good control over how to use energy, how to manipulate energy. And I know that our teams have been saying this all along, but I'm really just it's hitting me today, like, this is exactly what we are being asked to do as light workers here on the planet. Set our focus and intention on energy. And everything is energy, including that pencil on my desk here, a rock on the beach, a skyscraper, a mountaintop retreat, a lake, what have you. So the negative reptilians, as we've been told, they have a really good command over energy, how to manipulate energy using intention. Where imagination goes, energy flows. I don't know if you've heard that before. So this is exactly what we're being asked to do. We are being asked to use energy and set our intentions for energy on the side of the light, not on the side of dark, or this negative side here. It's not anything that's complex or incomprehensible. This is basic stuff here. They're using energy just like we're being asked to use energy. They just have been at it a long time, and they use it for nefarious reasons. Okay. Also, I have it in a journal somewhere, and it would be like finding a needle in a haystack, but Archangel Metatron, when I was first awakening, he talked about, Shauna, you're going to help emancipate negative reptilian energy from this planet. And I was just always like, what is he talking about? How am I going to do this? And he said the exact same thing. He said, there are groups of people, cities, towns that are under this negative reptilian influence, and it's a density, and it's not there naturally. It has been placed there by the intentions of the negative reptilians. And he talked about this, Shauna, with the work that you and your teams are going to do, you're going to lift this energy off, and it's going to be like a whole new lease on life for the people that have been just acclimated to that dense energy. So Queen Elizabeth talks about this today, and it was just like all these light bulbs were going off. Like, yes, I've heard this before. I know this. I've been told this by Metatron. And then also the fact that this isn't rocket science. They are just using intention with energy just as much. We can do the exact same thing. All right. She said, Frogmore Cottage has never been too important to the negative reptilians, so it has remained under their radar and generally untainted by their malintent. She said here, Shauna, Frogmore Cottage now represents a bit of desperation on behalf of the negative reptilian regime, and that they are bringing this palace into their fold of dense vibration, low negative vibration. She said here, with the monarchy and the royal family on shaky ground, with all the light that Harry and Meghan are bringing, all the information that's coming to the surface, they're wanting to leave nothing to chance. She said, moving forward, this cottage will be filled with hive mind controlled humans, and the energetic vibration there will match those humans. It'll all be conducive to the control mechanisms in place. I just did a quick bit of research just to find out how many places, how many residences, palaces, castles, etc. Does the royal family own, and there is not a good count. Looked to be like 25 to 30 that we know of, but they said that it's actually hard to know how many are actually owned by the monarchy. And who knows what can be going on in some of these locations, right? All right, so they are filling Frogmore Cottage now with hive mind humans, which is interesting that she said that, because part of the research I saw that it sounds like Charles may be giving Frogmore Cottage to Prince Andrew. So there you have it. Again, who knows what's really true. Okay. She said, Frogmore Cottage will not be the only place that will soon find itself bathed in this density as instigated by the negative reptilian overlords. Excuse me. Windsor Castle, she said, which has fallen in and out of favor by the negative reptilian hive mind humans over the centuries, will also be completely enveloped by the low vibrational dense energy. I don't know anything about Windsor Castle, but after I channeled this, I looked it up. It was built in 1070. 1070. So when she says centuries, she really means centuries. Windsor Castle. All right. She said here, they do not want any raising of consciousness, raising of awareness, any questioning. They want to squash any opportunities for the light to enter the fields of these strongholds. So they are doubling down on their efforts to keep anything occupied or touched by the monarchy at as low vibration as possible. Wow. She keeps going here. Balmoral Castle in Scotland. This is where she died. Of course, one of my favorites, especially in the summertime, she said, is firmly controlled energetically by the negative reptilian regime. This control doesn't mean that you can't have fun at the castle, that you don't awe over its lush gardens, its views, palatial rooms, or the overall magnificence of it. But the low vibration keeps everyone in check. It's just another form of control, she said, instigated and maintained by the negative reptilians. She said here, Shauna, there will come a day when the density will lift like a morning fog as the sun's rays illuminate these areas of the planet. There will be a chain reaction as this house of cards collapses. The grand staircase one may climb to ascend will lose all of its shadows, all of its cobwebs and dust. With the lifting of dense energies, this ascension staircase becomes bright, shining, inviting, and easy. The path up these stairs becomes so much more obvious and simple. The evolutionary path, now each step illumined. She says here, Balmoral Castle could be seen as a microcosm for what's going on for the planet as a whole in terms of the reach and the dampening of spirit being carried out daily by the negative reptilian regime. So much of this planet, she says, has been kept at a low frequency for so long that it's scarcely noticeable by those who have acclimated to that density. The Galactic Federation of Light has talked about this several times. She says here, that doesn't mean that fun can't be had, or that art or creativity or expression can't be, or even joy. However, this is only allowed to a certain point. She said here, it takes an immense amount of willpower and fearlessness and a lot of awareness to raise one's consciousness to a degree in which all of that can be transcended. This is no small feat. She said here, this is one of the major thoughts that keep the negative reptilians on their toes. Watching, keeping a pulse on the energetics, the vibratory rate of individuals, of groups, of places, of things. They are constantly monitoring this and making adjustments as needed to help keep humanity's consciousness at a certain level. She said here, what they cannot control are high vibrational frequencies that the earth is moving into as a heavenly body. Again, the GFL talks about this. They cannot control the light and high vibrational forces blanketing the planet from outside humanity. So that would be the Ascended Masters, the angels, the galactics, etc., etc. They cannot control the vibrational support and help from the sun. They cannot control Earth's electromagnetic frequencies. And they cannot control people who know who and what they are at their deepest of levels, who choose to be in alignment with the higher vibrational frequencies of love. This planet is ascending, she said, and the tactics that they use now are the tactics that they use now are the same tactics they've always used. The same tactics they've always used. They are just adding more intensity. She said here, the energetic field on the planet is becoming less and less accommodating to these low vibrational frequencies. The field on the planet is becoming less and less accommodating to these low frequencies. All right. So there's so much working in our favor here as light workers. All of this blanketing the planet, the earth moving into this higher vibrational field. It's a matter, I think, of a lot of us, just like today with this clicked into place. We know how to do this. We know how to manipulate energy. We know how to direct energy. We know how to raise vibration through intention. We can do this through focus. We can do exactly what they're doing, but do it on behalf of the light. She said here, consciousness will raise. Eyes will open to what's been all around in plain sight for all of this time, yet just under the threshold of consciousness. And a high vibration will spread like wildfire. We've heard this before too. And then you may see some extreme tactics being implemented by the negative reptilian regime to help counterbalance this light. Their efforts will be futile, but nonetheless, they will try. All right, team, was this Melchizedek who talked about how the negative reptilians, we're entering into these dark times where they are just going to be doing whatever they can to maintain whatever level of control they think that they have. So Queen Elizabeth seems to be indicating this again today. Again, we'll be seeing some extreme tactics being implemented, but it's the same old stuff that they always do, just more intense. She says here, the contrast between the low density and the high vibration will be so striking that in turn, this will help catalyze even more people to choose love over fear, to be in choice. And was it Melchizedek that talked about the two pathways here, the two camps that are, kind of low vibration and high vibration? And the further we go along this evolutionary path, the harder it's going to be to switch between the two, and that eventually it is going to be almost impossible. We're going to be so far apart that it'll be almost impossible to kind of switch sides and kind of do something different. So yeah, that was Melchizedek. Gosh, a few months ago, probably by now. Probably October or November they talked about that. Okay, she said, Shauna, the clarity that will come as the pallor of dense energy continues to lift will almost be like a blind person seeing for the first time, or a deaf person hearing for the first time. You may have no conscious awareness of what you've been missing out on until it's there. One becomes just so very acclimated to these frequencies, and the lifting of this density will help restore humanity back to its natural place. She says, and in fact, this is happening now. Density being lifted, fog dissipating, yet many, she said, still unaware of what's going on, they will cling to the old out of habit and out of routine. But not for long, she said. The energetics will pick up on what the ego may be missing. And there's a bit of a pause here, and she switched gears a little bit. She said, precious are these times, Shauna. The delicate balance between light and dark, open and closed, above, below, coming back into harmony, ease, and grace. But not before the negative reptilian regime does all it can to stop that from happening, advancing their agendas in ways that they know how. But we're on to their games, soon to be hidden no longer, she said. So we embrace this time, Shauna, when the rapture of light and love, slow, steady, deliberate, engulfs and steadies the wild and panicked ploys of the negative reptilian regime to maintain what they are already losing to a great degree. I love that. I'm going to say it one more time. So we embrace this time, Shauna, when the rapture of light and love, slow, steady, and deliberate, engulfs and steadies the wild and panicked ploys of the negative reptilian regime to maintain what they are already losing to a great degree. She says here, the throne, the most priceless diamond in the negative reptilian regime's toolbox. Losing their grip on this field, feeling the mounting pressure to get the royal family back under their purview, their deep control, and to not allow any further slippage out of their low-density grip. There was another pause, and she said, Shauna, we shall take our time and give great care to create an environment where these messages not only can be heard, but they can be felt deeply. This is how the light wins, she said. I thought, bravo, bravo. And that's where she wrapped it up. She said, this is complete for me today. I'm like, wonderful. Beautiful. Thank you, Elizabeth, I said. Okay, team. Well, that was a lot. Let me know what you think of this. People, places, things, negative energy, just this density, this fog, and it's just being set there by their intention. So, we have been told that eventually they're going to be giving us more specific information of what we can do to be in action to help counterbalance, transmute this energy. So, until then, feel free, team, in your meditation, set your intentions to help bring light and love to the monarchy, to anywhere that feels dense. Have you walked into a place and just thought, wow, the energy's really off here? And, we're talking about cities, this isn't small. We're talking about large geographical areas. So certainly if you're feeling called, you could be setting your intentions to be spreading love and light to people, places, and things. All right, team, I'm going to go. It's late. I'm so glad that you're back. Thank you for everything. Thanks for all your wonderful support and your love, your prayers, all your questions, staying engaged here, holding your torches high. I love you guys. I love you so much. And I do expect I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Mwah.